Welcome to Automation Alley's Leadership Evaluation. We understand that even a half hour away from the day-to-day of your business is not a small sacrifice. Our hope is your time and energy invested in this exercise will produce the results you need to improve your company. This evaluation was made possible through our partnership with the Michigan Economic Development Corporation and Michigan Manufacturing Technology Center. Our three organizations have come together to get Michigan manufacturers ready for Industry 4.0. We hope this evaluation is the spark that ignites your company's next step. But first, let's dive into what we found when we asked what's holding Michigan manufacturers back from implementing Industry 4.0. This analysis was part of a 2021 MEDC funded research project conducted by Automation Alley and Lawrence Tech University Centropolis. In part of this work, we asked manufacturers their biggest roadblocks to adopting Industry 4.0. Three major themes became clear. Management and manufacturing companies said they feared the unknown, potentially creating a culture not fit to support innovation. When presented with unfamiliar technologies by providers, their fears of picking the wrong technology became elevated, creating further inaction. Then, the idea of Industry 4.0 became a faraway thought, something that seemed unprofitable to a small and medium-sized manufacturer. The design of the leadership evaluation is to connect your business's challenges to the roadblocks you face when adopting Industry 4.0. At the end, you'll have the knowledge, tools, and resources to better understand your business and take the next step with confidence. Now, let's take a look at your results compared to some real-life examples. On the left, you'll find four major components of businesses and a summary of the results at the bottom. The concentration score is determined by how many different ways the company delivers its offerings. A company can either make things, provide services, or be a value-added reseller of products and services. The specialization score is determined by how specialized or commoditized the company views its offering. This metric is a weighted average of the specialization score by each business model. All of the industries the company said it sells to comprises the revenue diversification metric. There are 14 available industries identified in the form that a company can sell to. The competitive advantage score is determined by how many ways the company gains an edge over the competition. A company can compete on quality, volume, reliability, delivery and service, customer experience, and price. This metric, too, is a weighted average of the competitive advantage score by each business model. As we look at these companies, try to think of peers in your supply chain that may fit this criteria. So let's first take a look at Bell Automotive, a large Tier 2 automotive supplier that has a highly complex organization but low business and cash flow risk. They make things, provide services, and resell equipment. Each of their highly specialized product and service lines is sold to 8 different industries. As the company executes each business model, they beat the competition on quality, volume, delivery and service, and price. To summarize, Bell Automotive maintains 4 competitive advantages times 8 industries times 3 specialized products and services times 3 business models. That's 288 unique factors for this business to manage. So while the risk of losing revenue in any one business model or industry is low, they're juggling many balls in the air. However, their positive expectations on cash flow may suggest they can handle this complexity, enabling high profit margins. Juxtapose that with Peter & Sons, a small machine shop. They supply small components to Bell Automotive and generally compete on price and volume. When we multiply each section, there are only 2 unique factors for this company to manage. So while their complexity is low, any disruptions to their business model or Bell Automotive will negatively impact their bottom line. A stable expectation on cash flow may suggest they're doing a decent job of handling complexity. However, compared to Bell Automotive, their cash flow may be more dependent on market forces. Based on what you answered, here are your results. Your ratings may look different than these companies for various reasons. Wherever you stand, ask yourself, does this look like my company? If you find that the complexity, business risk, or cash flow projections feel off, the next slide may explain why. Here, we break down the impact by each area of a framework we call ICUBE. You may ask yourself, what is ICUBE? And why is it related to Industry 4.0? And how do these scores reflect my business? Let's take a step back to understand their connection a little bit better. When we look at companies, we recognize 3 layers. The outer layer we call intensity, which represents the activities the company executes in its day-to-day. An example of intensity is watching your favorite football team on the weekends. When a player competes a throw to another player, they execute the game plan they developed from the current week plus months of strategizing. Like the score and team stats after a game, a company's financials represents the results of those day-to-day activities. They can use those stats to better identify weaknesses and strengths for their next opponent. The next layer we call intelligence, which represents the weekly and monthly game planning that team performs on a regular basis. The company's structure for delegation, roles and responsibilities, the profile of their customers, the processes they deliver, and the tools they use are all part of the playbook. What drives team members in every company is called inspiration. This core represents the organization's purpose and values. This layer sets the identity of the company and drives it towards success. Companies can be resilient, fast, innovative, and friendly, guiding skill development and game planning. These three I words comprise the system we call ICUBE. We use this framework to analyze impediments to value creation. When companies have difficulty implementing Industry 4.0 technologies, they may find issues in one or all three of these areas. These roadblocks inhibit the management of day-to-day complexities, which limits team members' ability to innovate. The ability and capacity to experiment are necessary components of Industry 4.0 adoption. Let's go back to your results. The symbols indicate either a positive, neutral, or negative effect on the business. The text describes the baseline reality of a typical small to medium-sized manufacturer with similar scores. We determine these symbols and perceptions based on other small to medium-sized manufacturers who have taken our Industry 4.0 assessment or leadership evaluation. These results update in real time as more of your Michigan peers take the evaluation. As you look at your scores, again ask yourself, does this look like my company? It's the starting point to uncovering what's blocking Industry 4.0 adoption. Now that we have identified potential roadblocks, the next couple of slides highlight how to leverage and maintain your strengths. The competitive edges displayed in this video are all of the strengths an organization may identify in its evaluation. Your results only display the competitive advantages you selected. The available competitive advantages include the following: either commoditized or specialized products or services, high quality products or services, reliable products or services, fulfillment of large quantity orders, excellent delivery and service model, fantastic customer experience, and a low price product or service relative to its value. In the middle column, we've identified digital investment opportunities for each competitive edge, and the right column explains examples of these digital investment opportunities. This slide aims to highlight investment opportunities to maintain or improve your edge over the competition. Industry 4.0 impacts every area of the business, not just the shop floor. These examples are a good starting point to identifying digital opportunities. Once we find the opportunities, the next step is to understand what investment framework makes most sense for each decision. There are two types of investments that fuel your journey. The first type, most known by manufacturers, is a defensive investment. For example, let's say you're looking to invest in equipment that's now an industry standard. We generally know how much it'll cost and what the payoff will be. Because the payoff is market tested, the cost is relatively high. This large initial cash outlay can make the decision-making process long and dependent upon times of good cash flow. A defensive investment doesn't drive innovation. However, it does maintain relevancy for the business. We find this investment type most suitable for mission-critical parts of the business. But what if we don't know the payoff, and we're looking to experiment on something a little more flexible? The second type helps answer these questions, which is an offensive investment strategy. In this case, a manufacturer wants to improve the quality of their parts using some Industry 4.0 technology. They don't know the total cost or what technology to use yet. However, this manufacturer understands they need to be innovative because a defensive investment to solve their problem is too much of an upfront cost. In financial markets, we use a binomial tree to understand the expected costs, payoffs, and probability of success at each decision point. In this case, the manufacturer makes many small investments to get them closer to an ROI. After some trial and error, this manufacturer combines data analytics, artificial intelligence, and computer visioning to improve part quality and reduce machine downtime. Although there are dead ends to some investments, the overall cost was lower, the payoff was potentially higher, and the technologies used have long-term staying power. The key takeaway is not that one investment is better than the other. Both are necessary to compete successfully in times of rapid technological change. Even during Industry 1.0, 2.0, and 3.0, tinkerers and inventors that turned into successful business owners, they understood this dual mindset. So as companies enter into a world of digitized manufacturing, there will be knowns and there will be unknowns. Approaching investments with this mentality will allow you to keep mission-critical operations safe while allowing for creativity and expansion in other areas. Also, it will help set realistic expectations on what's possible based on your projected cash flow. The next slide details your next steps to finding your Industry 4.0 roadblocks and eliminating them. Here, you'll find 3 exercises we've identified to speed up your Industry 4.0 adoption. These exercises may uncover potential issues identified in the 3 areas of AMHUB discussed in your scorecard. They are mechanisms to pinpoint bottlenecks and improve innovation. You can act on these suggestions sequentially or in parallel. Above each exercise, you may recognize some of these symptoms in your company. Below the symptoms is the activity to identify what's causing these pain points. If you're already doing a version of these exercises, that's a great thing. It means validation on the path you've set forward to create value for you and your stakeholders. But if not, ask yourself why each exercise can resolve your company's challenges or bolster your competitive edge. Upon completion, refer back to your results and investment framework. You may find resolving these issues will take a combination of defensive and offensive approaches to improving profitability, cash flow, growth, and Industry 4.0 adoption. If you have questions on how to perform these activities, please reach out to us directly for more information. In the next slide, you'll find resources from the MADC, MMTC, and Automation Alley. Each link is a unique guide and tool for your Industry 4.0 journey. Finally, we look forward to seeing you at Automation Alley's Industry 4.0 conference, Integrate. As an essential member, you'll receive a complimentary in-person ticket to Integrate. This event is a great way to learn new technologies and share experiences with your peers. Also, you can meet representatives from all of our organizations who can help you out with your individual needs. Again, we thank you for your participation. Whether you're piloting projects, implementing digital solutions, or hearing of Industry 4.0 for the first time, we hope this report is the catalyst for the next step on your journey.